Welcome to Sunday Tea. Are we addicted to being victim? I was thinking about something over tea. Two people can go through almost the same experience. Both can be betrayed. Both can be hurt. Both can be disappointed by someone they trust. And months later, years later, decades later, one person will tell you what happened to them, the other will tell you who they become because of what had happened to them. That sounds like a small difference. I don't think it is, because something can be part of your story without becoming your identity. So today, Sunday's tea question may make some people very uncomfortable. Are we becoming addicted to being victim? And before you answered, I'm not talking about whether someone's pain was real. Sometimes terrible things happen to a good people. People betrayed us, parents failed us, partner hurt us, businesses collapse, even friendship end. People lie, people abuse trust, and sometimes you deserve an apology. You deserve acknowledgement. You deserve accountability. But here where my question began. What happened after you receive it? Someone finally said, I was wrong. They acknowledge what they did. They apologize. Maybe they even accept the consequences. And yet, 5 years later, you're still carrying it. 10 years later, you are still telling the story. Not because you've forgotten what happened, but because somehow letting go feels like letting them off the hook. But are those really the same thing? Does releasing a grudge mean what they did was acceptable? I don't think so. Maybe forgiveness isn't a permission. Maybe letting go isn't saying, you didn't hurt me. Maybe it's saying, you don't get to keep hurting me. Because here's strange thing about the grudge. The person who hurt you may have moved on with their life. They are sleeping. They are eating. They are traveling. They are laughing. And you are still having conversation with them inside your own head. Who is paying the price now? And that's bring me to something even harder. Why do we sometimes redesign our entire lives because of what someone else did? One person betrayed us, so now we don't trust anyone. One relationship failed, so now we don't believe in a love. One business partner cheated us, so now we are never have another partner. Someone laughed at our dream, so we stop pursuing it. Someone rejected us, and suddenly we start questioning whether we was worth in the first place. Think about that. Someone else make a bad decision and we sentence ourselves for it. They did something wrong, and somehow we change our lives. Who really has the power in that situation? The person who hurt you, or the person who still allowed that hurt to decide what happened next. And I think we have to be careful here because there is a difference between learning from pain and letting pain ruin your life. If somebody betrayed you, wisdom say, pay attention. Fear say, never trust again. If somebody rejects you, wisdom say, maybe this wasn't right for me. Fear say, maybe nobody will ever want me. If somebody criticizes your idea, wisdom say, is there something useful here? Fear say, maybe I shouldn't do it. Those are very different responses. And that leads me to another question. How many of the biggest decisions in our lives are actually ours? Think about it. What did you study? Who did you marry? Did you marry? What career did you choose? Where did you live? Did you start the business? Did you leave the business? Did you stay in a relationship? Did you walk away? Did you have a children? How did you raise them? How many of that come from you? And how much came from what other people thought you should do? We say, I don't care what people think. But most of us do care. Maybe more than we are like to admit. Sometimes one person's opinion can change a decision we are spent years thinking about. That's too risky. You are too old. What will people say? That's not you. You are making a mistake. And suddenly, we hesitated. Here what fascinates me. That person doesn't have to live with your decision. You do. They can give you their opinion in 30 seconds and walked away. You may live with the consequences for 30 years. So why would we give someone that much authority over a life they don't have to live? I'm not saying ignore advice. That would be foolish. Listen, ask questions, seek wisdom, especially from people who have earned the right to advise you. But advice should be information. It should not automatically become instruction. Because ultimately, there are some decisions where you have to become the best decision maker for your own life. Not the loudest person around you, not society, not social media, not even the people who love you. You. And yes, sometime you will get it wrong. But I rather learn from a decision I consciously made than spend years resenting someone else for a life I allowed them to choose life for me. Maybe that's another form of victimhood we don't talk about. Not just holding on to what somebody did to us, but continue to hand other people responsibility for what we do next. I didn't do it because they discouraged me. I stayed because everyone told me to. I left because everyone told me to. I become this because that's what my family expected. At some point, the question has to change. Not what did they do to me, but what am I going to do with what happened to me? Those are two completely different questions. The first look backwards. The second give you somewhere to go. So maybe today's conversation isn't really about victim. Maybe it's about the ownership. Owning your healing, owning your decision, owning your mistakes, owning your future. And recognize that acknowledging what somebody did to you does not require allowing it to define you forever. You can remember without caring. You can forgive without reconciling. You can learn without become afraid. And you can listen to everyone's opinion without surrendering your own judgment. So over tea today, I want to leave you with the 3 questions. What are you still carrying after the apology has been made or given? What have you stopped yourself from doing because of something somebody else did to you? And perhaps the hardest one, who is making the most important decision in your life? You or the voice you allow to live inside of your head? Because what happened to you may not have been your choice, but eventually what happened next has to become one. I will see you next Sunday for tea. Until then, keep asking better questions because better question leads to better lives.